cats and dogs. Oh my! It's Between Nerds. My name is Drew Philip Elias. I am the co-host of Between Nerds podcast, and I'm here with my other co-host, Mr. Aldo Mendez. What's up, buddy?
Hi, guys. This is Aldo.
This is Aldo, and we are here with a special guest to talk about Season 2 of Fruits Baskets, Miss Rachel Trejo. I remembered.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, we're happy to have you back. I know your schedule is jam-packed, and it was hard to get you back here in the studio.
We almost forced you to get back in here.
I'm sorry, but thank you for having me back.
No, anybody that shows up to the pod room with White Claws is welcome, as far as I'm concerned.
We don't even have to talk about anime.
We can just hang out. But at the beginning of this episode, we do want to go over some housekeeping notes. By the time this episode goes out, it will be November 30th, which means that the day this episode comes out, that is the last day to use the November hashtag, hashtag Nerds for the Homeless, in an original tweet or Instagram post to be entered into our November giveaway. And then at the end of this episode, or do you want to announce the next month's hashtag right now?
Well, I mean, it seems like it's the last day. If they do use it, I mean, it seems like...
Okay, so we'll do both.
Yeah, we'll do both, because we can already pick a winner. I mean, last day, you guys as nerds, our audience listening, haven't really used the hashtag, so...
We can give them the last official day.
Benefit of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll give them the full 30 days. So, and not only will using hashtag Nerds for the Homeless enter you into our November giveaway, but for every like and retweet on original tweets or Instagram posts that use hashtag Nerds for the Homeless, we will be donating to the OC Homeless Shelter of El Paso.
Yes, sir.
The Opportunity Center of El Paso.
To be more specific, yes.
Right. And then for December, we have a new hashtag for you. What is that, Aldo?
That's going to be hashtag Our Nerds Matter. Going back to our first episode of the podcast, we did not know how we were going to bring in, or how we were going to building the donation-thon into like our conversations.
The nonprofit aspect's always been part of Between Nerds.
Mm-hmm. And but in the first episode, we did mention that week's topic of awareness was mental health awareness. Mm-hmm. So today we're bringing it back. Bringing it back to that first episode, and we are going to be using our donation-ton with each like, comment, retweets, or use of the hashtag. We will be donating to NAMI, which is the National Association for Mental Health Illness.
Alliance of Mental Illness.
El
Paso chapter.
Paso chapter.
Keeping it local.
Yes, always. We try. But yeah, so please use that hashtag. We will make some donations. They have a very easy donation post, right, on their website. Mm-hmm. And again, with every usage of the hashtag in an original tweet of Our Nerds Matter, you guys will be entered into our giveaway.
Right. And we'll get you some cool anime-related merchandise. Hit us if you win, hit us up and let us know what your favorite anime is, and we'll make sure to get you a gift that is on theme. And maybe we'll go a little extra because it's December. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, with that being said, I think we can get into the meat and potatoes of this.
I like meat and potatoes.
I'm tired of meat and potatoes. Thanksgiving just passed. I'm over it.
I'm over turkey, dude. I cooked my third turkey this fucking month.
I'm over mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah. Could have saved me a plate, so when I came over, I'm not tired of turkey.
No?
You like turkey? You fuck with the turks?
Yeah, turkey's my favorite.
I got gifted a whole turkey by my parents.
They're all frozen. You can eat it.
No. Like literally a cooked turkey. It was still hot when they handed it to me. Because like Thanksgiving got canceled at my house. No. It sucked. I was really sad. Thanksgiving got canceled, so I just got gifted an entire Thanksgiving dinner. It was super depressing. But back to the meat and potatoes. We're talking about Season 2 of the light novel adaptation of Fruits Basket. Mm-hmm. Fruits Basket, again, a light novel written by Natsuki Takaya. And we are talking about Season 2 of the most recent adaptation that started in 2015. So Season 2 came out in 2016.
Yes, sir.
25 episodes, picking up on where we left off last time. How are you feeling about it, Rachel?
This one was an emotional roller coaster.
It hit out the park for you?
Yes.
Emotional
I cried like almost every episode.
Oh, that's insane. I cried tears of boredom for 4 episodes.
I think as far as the first season, it gave me a structure. It gave me conflict. It gave me resolution. It seems like season 2 was like shitload of conflict, resolution, a little sprinkle of resolution here, a little sprinkle of resolution there. But at itself, the story. It's good. It's just a drama at 100%.
It's because like what this reminds me of is like you see nerds on the internet. And it's always these dudes on the internet being like, oh, I wish girls liked anime. I wish I could get a girlfriend like the anime. I wish I could get a girlfriend like the anime. This is the bullshit these girls are watching. Listen to me, nerds on the internet. They're watching fucking Fruits Basket. They're trying to watch a gang of cousins fuck each other for 50 episodes. That is Fruits Basket in a nutshell. But then like the big season reveal at the end of season 2 is just like, just kidding. Nobody was really trying to fuck. All those sexual innuendos, if you thought those were innuendos, even though they were totally so,
It's family love.
you're weird for thinking so. So here I am sitting on my couch being like, am I the creep? Am I the asshole? Like.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to fuck a man named Akito, who is not a man, but is the man of the house.
He is God.
He's God, but he's not God because God's a woman. But then, let's put context into that. So, what got me at the beginning of season 2, and I was texting Aldo as this was happening. So I'm doing card orders. I'm shipping out fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card orders, and I'm watching this in the background. And for the first 4 episodes of season 2, nothing happens. Because with season 1, what was really exciting is that the world building, like every episode is just like, which zodiac animal is this? Which zodiac animal is that? Because the Soma household has members of this Soma clan turn into zodiac animals.
Correct.
Because they're all cursed.
Correct.
Yes.
So in season 1, it was like it was exciting. You know what I mean? Like I'm really learning about these people.
Like who's the next animal? What are their troubles?
What are their troubles?
How is precious little Toro gonna build them up?
Exactly. What bridge does Toru need to mend here?
Correct.
By the beginning of season 2, it's directed and produced in a way that it knows that you know what is happening. So there's zero conflict for like the first 3-4 episodes because it's just like reintroducing you for like a little too long. It's like reacclimating you, but
They could have done that in like 1 episode.
exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is exactly what I'm saying
Like
because
this.
it's like, oh, Yuki's in student council now. Isn't that weird? The most handsome, popular guy in school is a fucking dork and
president,
is in student council.
And yeah, there's like little conflicts of like it almost reminds me of like K-On!, like the first season of K-On!, the first episodes.
Love K-On!
Where fucking it's just like, oh, you need to make sure you turn in this paper soon because this is gonna be your career choice. I believe one of the episodes was that, and like the conflict on that episode is just that people are just angsty about what's the future brings and shit.
Which okay. To back up on my own shit talking, the conflict that is interesting there is my favorite character is Kyo, and Kyo's whole thing is he's possessed by the cat spirit.
Yes.
And the thing about the cat spirit is it's not just a fucking cat spirit; it's a fucking cat demon thing.
Correct.
So in the Soma household, whoever has the cat spirit after they turn 18 is just kind of locked in a cage for the rest of their life until they die.
Which we have a crazy episode with the head of the Soma, not clan, but the Soma house. What's his name?
Shigure?
The dog. Yeah,
Shigure.
Shigure meets with Kyo's dad. And
Yeah.
His adopted dad.
his adopted dad.
Wait, like master?
Oh no, his actual dad.
No,
like
his
later
actual
in the
dad.
season. Yeah.
No, wasn't it like in the beginning?
No, it's near the end. It's
Oh, okay.
like
I feel
it's
like that's mid.
it's mid, something like that. Because
Sorry, I have a little convoluted, but yeah, to Kyo's story, I mean, his fucking father hates him.
his father his whole family hates
Yeah.
him. Like all his cousins hate him. All his uncles hate him. His whole family hates him, and they all like. The thing about season 2 is there's a lot of flashbacks with Kyo about his mother's funeral. So like for the majority of the season, you're like, holy shit, did Kyo go fucking cat demon and kill his mom?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was like, that would be exciting. That's what this story needs, a little bit of spice. You know what I mean? That'd be great. But then it turns out that it's none of those. So when you're talking about and related to Keon and about it being the future conflict about like trying to fill out like your college form or if you're going to join the workforce or whatever, Kyo knows that
he's going to put in a cage.
Yeah, I'm just going to be put in a cage when I'm 18.
So why even try? Like, yeah.
Which is super depressing, but then that's like why Toru matters. Like Toru is our female protagonist here. She's the bitch on all the covers. I'm sorry, not the bitch. The
female protagonist.
The female protagonist bitch. She's a beautifully annoying character. Beautifully annoying. Like touchingly infuriating.
Yeah, she is. Like, nobody deserves her in this fucking anime.
Nobody!
Literally no one.
No one.
Nobody should even talk to her. She's way too good of a person for every single person that exists in this world.
And then she's just like, oh, but I can fix him.
Look at how sad he is.
Yeah.
This is not healthy.
He's just a sad little cat.
It's not. And then, go ahead.
We made the same joke in our last episode about how girls swear they can fix everybody.
I was going to say that, but I'm like, ooh.
And that's Tori with every single character she beats.
But she does it. She does it.
Yeah, she does.
She helps. She helps a whole lot because she's great.
I haven't seen season 3, so I don't know about the payoff, but she tries her best in season 2.
Season 3 is the last season of this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's
Okay.
like 6 episodes?
12.
Is it really?
I looked it up, yeah.
I could have sworn it was a lot shorter.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier. We feel like season 2 should have been 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like in season 2's in chunks. Like the first 3 episodes is reintroducing you to everybody and what they're doing in school. Okay, whatever.
Boring.
The second part of season 2 is they go to like a beach house, which we saw in season 1. And then they spend like a whole fucking summer there, like a month, which is like 4 or 5 episodes. And then it turns into like this weird... It's like Kyo and Hatsuharu cutting off the women in their life. and like that's what makes the Toru relationship like that much like crazier, because it's like, oh, you're just breaking up with me to get with that Toru bitch, aren't you? No, you're just crazy and you always beat the shit out of me, boy.
But Toru's pretty sweet though.
Did you see that? But and then like the latter parts turn into like it's what I was talking about, the Kyo devolvement, and then it's like breaking down exactly like how destructive the Soma family is, because like the second half of the season is just all about Akito and like just going to more detail, like the level of abuse that everyone
like
knows,
the power that he holds over everybody.
And that's why so in season 1 I was asking you, and thank you for not spoiling me, like I was like, why does everyone put up with Akito's bullshit? Like no one's just gonna stick the dude. Like he's out here like making people go blind.
They tried
cutting people with glass,
hitting people in the face.
Yeah. At the lake house, he gives Toru like a swollen cheek, and then everyone almost jumps Akito, and then they're like, whoa, I guess we can't do it.
What are you gonna do? Beat me up?
I'm God.
And this was one of the other things too. You and Aldo didn't spoil to me that the only zodiac animal not revealed in season 1 was the rooster.
Yes.
Which, like, my dumb... I didn't even want to Google it either. I was like, whatever. I'll figure it out when I figure it out. I'm going to watch season 2, right? So then, we find out that Akito's not even the rooster.
Because that's what you're assuming the whole time.
Right!
Because there's nobody else that's even...
The like, episode 10, mid-season plot point is that Akito is actually God. Because the story of the zodiac animals from episode 1 is that God invited the zodiac animals to dinner.
Feast. Yes.
For like New Year's or whatever.
Yes.
And so that blew my mind. So whenever you see somebody as level-headed as Shigure, who's like the father figure to like 3 fucking nerds at this point, just fawning over like this 16-year-old boy, air quotes boy, once the Akito's revealed as like actual God to these people, I'm like
mind blown. But
yeah, mind blown.
It makes sense.
And if you guys are listening, I mean, as we talked about this, you guys should already know that this is not an anime that it follows fucking regular anime plot point rules or anything like that. Because as what I think of a novella is, you know, what do you call it when you show tits on an anime?
Fan service.
Fan service. The fan service in this anime, it's about little conversations or little plot points between each character, because this is a character-driven anime.
Fan service to female anime fans is character development.
And getting with the person that you like ship the most. Fan service.
And that's like that's what baits you in. It's just like, ooh, it's a Kyo episode. Ooh,
he touched her hand or something.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes.
And like, there's an episode where with Yuki is like really throwing the dogs at Toru at one point. I think
what happened?
It was like a maid. She was dressed as a maid.
Oh.
And like, he was really putting like some
like,
spice into the conversation.
He was put some game on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then nothing happens.
It's because Yuki's like almost like asexual. Like he's almost like he knows everybody wants to fuck him. Like man, woman, child, everybody wants to fuck Yuki.
God.
Yeah, God. Everyone wants to just bang Yuki. You know what I mean? But, like, he never gets his comeuppance in season 2. It's always just like, he's just in the background, doing student council, Kyo's macking on his girl, his uncle dad's macking on his girl, his gay brother's macking on his girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
His gay uncle.
His gay brother.
Both.
His uncle grandpa loves him.
His uncle grandpa loves him. Only one that doesn't love Toru is fucking God, because she's jealous.
But as far as just like big plot lines, I really like Kyo's way of dealing with all this shit compared to everybody else, because everybody's else little conflicts seem, except for little
irrelevant.
Yeah, except for
Momoji's.
Yeah,
Momoji gets like a really crazy like couple episodes.
Yeah, but everybody else is just like, fuck, this happened to me. Fuck, why does this happen to me?
By season 2, Kyo is definitely like the main dude.
And Kyo is actually working through the bullshit, because he's like, everybody hates me and everybody wants to fuck me. And
everyone wants to hate fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as to Yuki, everybody wants to like love fuck him.
Everyone wants to make love to Yuki.
Kyo wants to just like everybody wants to give him a hate fuck. But Kyo is working through like, I fucking understand that my father doesn't fucking want me. I understand that they want to put me in a cage for the rest of my life. But like, he works through it. It seems like he's having the most...
He's not putting any burden on anybody.
And it seems like he's having the most mature way to deal with the conflicts in his life.
Yuki's at like an emotional standstill, which is still above Kyo at this point in the story.
Correct.
Don't get me wrong. Like, he started off like ahead in the race.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Kyo is like gonna lap him soon.
Correct.
Like, if Yuki doesn't get his shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And for like... Season 2 got really good for me once we get to, like, the beach episodes. Which, like, okay, we haven't had a beach episode in anime that we've been watching in a minute. And I'm glad, Aldo, that you brought up that that Fruits Basket feels like a novella. It feels like a drama.
Yeah, soap opera.
Yeah, soap opera, thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then we were watching K-On! This week, and K-On! Feels more like a traditional sitcom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, K-On! Feels like me watching Friends or The Office.
It's a
or
very
How I
like
Met Your Mother.
heartwarming, like,
And this is just like Grey's Anatomy the entire fucking life.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's just like, I stubbed my toe and now my cousin wants to, like, hit
Fuck
up
me.
on Toru. Yeah. but, like, the big reveal is, like, so, immediately before the beach episodes, one of Toru's best friends, what's her name, the blonde chick? Arisa?
Yes.
Oh, Otori?
Otori?
Oh, no, Otani.
Utani.
Utani.
Two U's. Utani meets a guy at one of her part-time jobs. And he's like a klutz. And he drops a bunch of stuff all over the store. And he's handsome. So right away you know he's a summer.
Is he broody though?
Yes, exactly. No, he's not broody.
Oh, yeah,
He's not broody.
He's
He's not
right.
broody when she meets him. He's a huge fucking dork.
Uh-huh.
And so, like... handsome dude in this anime, right away I'm just like, okay, cool, secret Soma. Mm-hmm. It's like the Game of Thrones thing, like, who's a secret Targaryen? Mm-hmm. Any bitch with white hair, Targaryen. But here it's like, oh, handsome man, it must be a Soma. Mm-hmm. So it's a very like Japanese way of writing like love stories, just like love at first sight kind of thing, like, because none of these people are actually in relationships or date. They just fucking fall in love right
They
away.
insinuate it, but
Yeah. That's why. And then they wonder why they have a declining population. None of them know how to actually date.
Y'all just weird around each other?
Yeah. You know? I met you once at a grocery store, and now I want to
we're
bear
in
your
love.
children.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So he what's his name?
I didn't
He is
marry
a
your
Soma.
mother because I loved her. I married her because I had to start a family.
He's why would you say that, Aldo?
The Japanese people.
What's his name? What's the rooster's name, Aldo?
Akito.
No.
Oh, the real rooster. The real rooster. Give me 1 segundo.
I have no idea what his
I
name
don't
is.
remember either. We haven't even introduced Reen.
Who's Reen?
The horse.
Oh, we haven't. Well, she was introduced last time, no?
No, it was literally the last episode.
Okay. Well, we'll figure this out. Anyway, so there's a secret Soma who's actually the rooster, right? And he ends up being
Kurano.
Kurano Soma.
Yes.
He's the rooster that was not introduced in season 1. He is Uotani's crush that she meets at the department store. And he ends up being Akito's most loyal, like, Soma member. Which is, like, super destructive because we get, like, 3-4 episodes of them at the beach house because the Somas are rich. And, like, everyone shows up at some point. Like, Ayame shows up. Shigure shows up at one point. And by the end of it, like, Akito gets jealous because he feels threatened by
Any woman, pretty much.
Toru?
Yeah. Akito even has, like, pieces of dialogue early in the season that's like, yeah, I hate all women. All women are super conniving and ugly, and they just want to manipulate men.
Yeah, which might sound misogynistic, but it's not because it's a girl. So
These females.
These lady people. So, Akito takes, like, Akito as the god of the Zodiac members owns the Zodiac members. Like, when you see somebody that's like Yuki, who's super level-headed and is super nice to Toru and tries to protect Toru from everything that's like the Soma's bullshit. And then as soon as he gets in front of Akito, he just like melts.
Shuts down. Like...
Yeah. Like, it's just like every emotion, it just comes up as soon as he sees Akito. It's just like, I hate you, I love you, I want to hang out with you, I want to get the fuck away from you, it's just like this super toxic, like...
Just triggered automatically.
a Stockholm syndrome kind of deal.
What? It's like... It's like how in like some early 2000s like teenage movie dramas, there's always a lot of the stories were about like a girl falling in love with a guy like at first sight. Like, he was the popular guy, he was handsome, yada yada yada. But like as the actual movie progresses, I'm thinking of Killing Jake Paul, or what was it? What am I thinking of?
Something Must Die.
Yes, John Tucker Must Die.
John Tucker Must Die.
So I'm thinking of John Tucker Must Die.
Why was I talking about that movie? Because of Fruit Baskets? Is that what I was talking about?
I have no idea. This first time I've thought about this movie in like a decade.
I was talking about this movie like last week.
So, like, in John Tucker Must Die, like, John Tucker's like the handsome, suave, smart dude, good grades, good at sports, whatever. But as the movie progresses, he's just a fucking dick. You know what I mean? And stuff to everybody just like sabotaging him. And, like, that's how Akito is written. Because it's like that, like, if you were a girl and you saw Akito, maybe you think he'd, like, brooding, mysterious, and, like, handsome and all that stuff at first. But, like, you just go through that superficial level and find what's immediately underneath. And it just ends up being, like, this garbage, abusive person.
Did you watch Promising Young Women?
No, what is that?
No. It's a recent movie. Did you watch it? No. It's a recent movie. It was nominated for, I believe, like an Academy Award. But Bo Burnham, it's in that movie. And at first, Bo Burnham seems like a very nice guy until she realizes that he was part of the fraternity clan that drove her best friend to, like, suicide.
Oh, okay.
So it changes like that. It's like, oh, the sweet, like, his facade, like, is just misdirecting everybody.
No, I get what you mean. That's hella toxic.
Yeah.
Like the Bo Burnham?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I didn't know this came out last year.
Yeah, dude, it's a really good movie.
I've never even heard of this. I might watch this.
It's on HBO Max.
Okay. I got that HBO Max. I got my parents' login. Mm-hmm. I got my parents' Spectrum login. But yeah, that's exactly how the story of Akito reads, like from start to finish. So like, Akito gets jealous, shows up to the beach house, and the Somas are so rich they own the beach house immediately next to the beach house that they were staying at. And the core group at this beach house is Hatsuharu, Yuki, Kyo, Momoji the rabbit, and then like Shigure in and out. And one-on-one, Akito will have just like one-on-one like sit-downs with all these members, which is super kind of like creepy. Like
it's fucking weird.
It's like on some Godfather shit.
It's like you already know you're gonna get in trouble in the principal's office.
Yeah, because in the way that you speak about it, like in John Tucker Must Die, like he gets like the facade of being like the good guy, but here only in introductions he seems like a regular guy.
Right.
But like when he's alone in a room with anybody, like shit starts flying off the walls. I mean literally.
The thing about like the directing style here is that like what you're talking about, it's not only like they want to like get an argument with him, but like everyone just wants to mac on Akito the minute like the doors close. Which like they're all cousins. Like I can't not think about that every time. Like,
but are they all cousins?
I was gonna say, are they like that weird distant cousin, or just like the
distant cousins? They all
that you share the same last name with.
They all have the same last name. Okay, some are second cousins, some are third cousins. Okay.
We talk about this in Summer Wars.
No, I get it. They're all cousins of a cousin of a cousin.
It's weird that you think this,
but like
I'm just like.
I would never try to date my second or third cousin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is my second cousin, which I'm in a relationship
exactly.
with. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly.
I just don't introduce them like that. Like.
Yeah, we just have the same last name. Don't worry about it. We're not married or anything.
Yeah.
Same last name.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah, Soma is a super common last name. You would be surprised. But that's what it wants you to feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because like it'll be somebody I just said this, but it'll be somebody level-headed like Shikude, who's like 27, 28 years old, and right away like Akito will sit in Shigure's lap and they'll be like an inch apart from each other, having a whole ass conversation.
Let me put that cat in the cage.
Yes, exactly, and it's super like
I haven't put that cat in the cage.
Suggestive.
You want me to put that cat in the cage?
What are we gonna do about that rat?
Yeah, exactly.
He's hanging out with that girl,
and this is the spice level that this anime thrives on.
Yeah, incest is the spice we needed.
This is what this anime is based around: incest.
Wait, there is incest? Like literal?
No. She's
nobody's brother and sister.
They're second cousins.
This doesn't feel right. Anyways, so the end of the beach house. Akito had spent like 2 days having these one-on-one lessons. Yuki denied it, told Akito to go fuck himself, and kissed Toru underneath the fireworks in front of the lake that they were staying at, which is kind of out of character for me. For me, it felt out of character for Yuki, because Yuki always seemed like the level-headed dude that would like never do anything unless like somebody hit up on him. Mm-hmm. But then he spends like a whole month at this beach house with his cousin Kyo and Toru, who he lives with anyways. So I don't know why he was weirded out by this relationship. But he sees them actually getting along and being like, holy shit, like Kyo and Toru could totally date and that wouldn't be weird because they totally get each other. Mm-hmm. And just kind of like grabs Toru underneath this super romantic scene underneath the fireworks, kisses her, and is like, okay, cool, we're never going to do that again because you're in love with my cousin.
Yuki kisses her.
Forehead kisses her?
Right?
He forehead kisses her?
It seemed more romantic to me.
I'm trying to remember. That's
it was a forehead kiss. But I thought they were going to, like, actually kiss. But the way it's written, like, the dialogue around it makes you want to think that it meant something.
Yes. That was Kyo kissing her, right?
No, it was Yuki.
Yuki kissing her, okay.
Yuki.
Yes.
Which is, like...
Oh damn! I got all my seasons.
I understand that writing there. That writing there about like that dude relationship, like being like, oh, I gotta one up my cousin for this girl that we both have. That we both have a crush on
because they're just in competition constantly.
Exactly. They can't be a bunch of dudes without just being in competition for no reason, right? Mm. so I got that. I was like, okay, cool. That's like the first like. Makes sense piece of writing in season like
it's
2.
Berserk Eclipse all over again.
Right. Not that bad. But on some fuckboy shit, that's where like Yuki immediately cuts it off. You know what I mean? Because like Toru gives into it. And that's something that I kind of don't like about Toru's writing is that like we're led to believe that she really has strong feelings for Kyo, romantic feelings, not just like I love everybody feelings, the same kind of feelings that she has for everybody. But she almost like gives up her face, like she leans in for it, like it was gonna be like a real kiss or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I would, and just because like a dude's like caressing her face and like trying to bring her in, and that felt like cheap writing that cheapened her character because it's like, oh, just because she's a girl and a handsome dude wants to kiss her, she's just gonna
give in.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
It felt like a betrayal for the writing I'd seen for like a season and a half.
But I also feel like she was just kind of confused. I feel like her feelings are just. She's confused with how she feels with Kyo and Yuki.
Absolutely.
She wants to fuck both of them. And she hasn't come to terms with them.
And they, I mean, I'm sure they'll be open to a fucking three-way, bro. Like,
honestly, the way the Somas are, I would not. I feel
like in like orgy party it. Like
all 12 of them. Bring the girls
on the side, all the cousins
just
are
watching. Yeah, you're doing great, honey. Like just egging on everybody.
Hey guys, I'm over here.
Bring God too.
Shut up! I'm kissing Yuki.
Yuki, my turn.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, you wanted the orgy.
The way you said it was all ugly, y'all.
Yuki.
Who's talking at this point?
Taru's just like videotaping everything.
Kiss him.
But yes, Toru does have like a. It's because the way they want to unfold her confusion about her feelings is not super concrete because the nature of this anime being like a soap opera, it doesn't want you to know that there's a like concrete love interest.
Did you ever watch Gossip Girl?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Okay.
We love them.
So by season 3 of Gossip Girl, everyone has switched relationships,
yeah,
right?
With like Nate.
None of them are with the ones that they were introduced with at the beginning of episode 1. I hate when shows get to that point where they're like, you know what? We're just gonna switch up all the relationships because that's the drama. Like, and at that point, like, How I Met Your Mother made fun of it at one point too, because it's like, how can Robin, Barney, and Ted all be best friends, hanging out at the same fucking bar all night,
and
drinking
just switch constantly?
Right, drink till 3 a.m. and she's jumping on both their dicks constantly. That is the most like toxic friendship I've ever heard of in my life. And it doesn't exist. Like,
I don't think it exists. Yeah,
there's no level of like friendship that could like survive that. That could survive Robin Scherbatsky.
That's why we do. Marshall A1, dude.
Marshall is the best character.
I know a person. I'm not gonna say their names, but I know a person that his after high school girlfriend dated her for a couple of years. She is now dating this person's dad, and they got married.
What?
Dad?
Yes,
dude. That's
you know
like
somebody
boss
personally?
bitch
Yes.
moves. That's amazing.
Yes, and they show up in every,
dude. That's cool.
Christmas.
Do I know this person?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, that's some fucking weird shit.
That's
I'm
wild.
gonna buy that woman a shot, dude.
I knew I knew some people in high school who were dating. They were in my class. Their parents met because they were hanging out all the time. And then the parents got married. And then the kids broke up. But now they're like step-siblings and they see each other all the time.
Jesus.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
But like, imagine that. But it's a bunch of cousins.
Yeah.
And that's the Soma family.
And that's the season 2.
That's all of season 2. Okay, the point I keep trying to get to at the beach house is the mid-season climax is between Akito and Toru. And it's the middle of the night. Akito's pissed because, like, this dude's totally non-diagnosed bipolar, but because he's the head of the Sosoma family, nobody wants to call him out on it or get him fucking medicated or send him to a fucking therapist. I know he's got the money for it. So he shows up to the beach house that the rest of them are staying at, including Toru. Calls Toru out in the middle of the night. When she's already asleep. Momoji, being the good fucking guy he is, goes out there and is just like, hey, Akito, I know I can't stand up to you.
She's asleep. Leave her the fuck alone.
Please back the fuck up. I know I'm a 4-foot tall German boy.
Momoji doesn't talk like that.
Say it.
Do it. You did it last time. I'll do it.
Don't bother, Toru, please. Don't bother.
Yeah?
That was great.
Please don't hurt Toru.
I need to look for my mother. Thank you, yeah.
So, Momoji's out there trying to confront Akito. And Akito just, like, beats the shit out of Momoji. And then Toru hears that, runs outside, and is like, whoa, 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 please stop beating up on my little fucking fairy friend. And then, for her troubles, she gets a huge-ass fucking swollen cheek.
Yeah, slap to the face. Bitches fight.
Like, yeah.
That
It was like a fist to the face, though. It wasn't a punch, because it wasn't, like, what, the front of the knuckles? It was like, it was like a clenched...
I felt like she backhanded her, like...
Front fisted, back fisted?
Yeah, it was like a front fisted bam kind of thing. Like a ping pong paddle to the face.
Like, I didn't want to slap you, but I didn't want to punch you. So
I'm gonna do both.
You needed something stronger than a slap, but a punch is abuse. So, so then all the rest of the dudes come out. Like, that's where the adults come through. Because the 3 older cousins are Shigude, Ayume, and Hattori.
Correct.
But they don't even come out. It's just them watching from the curtains because they saw it. Shigure,
Kyo,
and Yuki. Nobody.
No, because wasn't also Rooster Boy there too?
He doesn't even talk to anybody.
Kurano was there too, and no one did anything?
No, they literally watch from the curtains because they're like, this needs to happen. And Akito left it out that and just like dipped.
That's evil. And that's the reveal that Akito's got. That's the reveal.
Yeah, she was there. I'm God, you can't touch me.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, why do you think all these other 12 fucking nerds can't get the fuck away from me? I own them. Their spirits, their bodies, I literally own them. Like, I could tell them to do anything while they're in front of me, and they'll do it.
And it's such a toxic relation. I don't know, like, we keep throwing that shit around, but it's so manipulative.
It's hell.
It's so hell. Yeah.
But, like, it's so, like, outright, it's almost not even manipulative. You know what I mean? It's so out in the open, it doesn't even feel like manipulation. It's so...
Manipulation says there's something that the other person doesn't know, but they know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's evil. Akito is just like an evil fucking person. And that's like it. So they go back to school because, I don't know, summer vacation in Japan's only like a month. And that's where we start getting we start getting reintroductions from Horse Girl.
Yes, which was kind of briefly introduced in the first season. So the horse girl is Reen. And Ren, yeah, Ren, whatever.
Ren Soma. She's got long hair like a horse too.
And she's a bitch, like.
Well, here's the thing about the writing that I can't stand around Ren. Is in the beach episodes, there's a scene where like she just pops out naked or something, or like somebody grabs her and she transforms out of stress or whatever. And then she pops out naked on the beach, and the dialogue from Toru, at least in the dub, is something like, ooh, she's so alluring and sensual and like...
Yeah, and like they she has to clothe her, but she's like, she's a woman.
Yeah, they
like,
can't...
my clothes won't fit her.
But like, it's creepy because the mangaka was a full-fledged adult at this point, and he's writing about a 16-year-old. It reminds me of... I finished watching the Cowboy Bebop live action, and something that upsets me about the live action compared to the anime is the anime is a tragedy, right? Like, it's evil, it's depressing, like, it's not happy. The live action is so... Do you know the British term campy? It's something like lovably dorky. Like something that's like a cult classic, but it's so corny at the same time. Campy. And that's how the Cowboy Bebop live action feels. And something that's missing in the writing between the live action and the anime is they age up all the characters in the live action. And part of it being a tragedy in the anime is Faye's only like 16, 17 years old, right? Like, in every episode is about her being exploited by men or using her sexuality to exploit men. And what the Cowboy Bebop live action misses by aging her up and giving her like a 20, 30-year-old like actress playing her is that when she's like playing dudes, it's just like, okay, cool. That's a grown woman making her decisions. The sad part about the Cowboy Bebop anime was that like, this is a child. Like her only like weapon against these evil fucking dudes is the sexuality of a 17-year-old girl. Like, that's evil. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the same writing I got from Ren right here. It's like, she's 16, 17 years old, but they can't describe her or put her on scene without being like, oh, look at how like hot that girl is. Like, it's so it's like depressing, like how much they have to
emphasize on that.
Right. Like, she's like the only character. No, she does get some plot development.
But it also shows that scene of like where she's like seducing like Shigure.
But it wasn't a seduction. Like,
but like the way it was like drawn out and everything, and like the way they're talking, like their dialogue was very seductive. Like,
I'm glad you brought it up like that, because like I cannot stand that in every scene of season 2, if Toru is not in the room, the cousins just act like they're just gonna fucking strip each other naked. Every scene. It doesn't matter what couple, doesn't matter like anybody. It could be any of the Somas in a room together. The anime is gonna direct it like they're about to bang.
And they have. It's been worded that they've done stuff.
What?
I don't know if you missed that, but yeah.
Did I miss that?
Yeah. Because he's like, again, Reen?
No. Okay, here's how I interpreted that. I'm glad you brought that up. So, after the beach houses, we get like, we get rundowns from Ren, we get rundowns from, what's her name, the board girl?
Kagura.
Mm-hmm. And it's about the relationship with the men. So Ren was previously in a relationship with Hatsuharu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, and Ren, they're as like the cow and the horse, they kind of have the same personality quirk, that they're both a little bipolar.
Oh yeah, completely.
So Hatsuharu is like an airhead like 80% of the time, but if you trigger him once, then he just goes full fucking bull mode and just
rages out of ignorance.
Right. Just sheer dumb boy ignorance. Just like smash, good, feel nice. Like, And then Ren is like the opposite. Like how if you were to piss off like a really like strong horse or something, it's gonna fucking kick you in the face or something. You know what I mean? And the scenes you're describing, how I interpreted them, Rachel, was she's going to Shigure for advice. Because in season 1, she broke up with Kyo.
No, with Hatsuharu.
With Hatsuharu, excuse me. And they keep going to advice. But like the early scenes are like, Shigure's in his study, and he's writing, and he's like, it's an old school Japanese style home, so he's like sitting on a couch on his knees in front of his laptop, and then she just kind of crawls up in like a skirt and just looks up at him and just like, oh, Uncle Shigure, like, right. But then like later on, how I interpreted it is they tried to say that it was just her trying to get advice on how to break the Soma curse.
Correct.
So why even come off like that though? Like,
I just think the anime just wanted to throw people for a tissy.
Yeah, and which is
maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I'm the innocent little boy that needs
that
to believe
doesn't
the
want this
cousins
to
are
happen.
fucking yeah.
No, they're cousins.
Because yeah. So from the episode where Akito gives Toru like the swollen cheek onward, Toru's mission the rest of the season is I need to find a way to break the curse.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a way.
Correct.
So she's going to like every member of the Soma household secretly, everybody that she knows, and trying to be like, do you know the cure? Do you know the cure? How do we break the curse? How do we break the curse? She goes like Kyo's adopted father.
His master, yeah.
His master is like his kung fu master and taught him like how to fight and stuff. And Kyo's like the best fighter in the dojo. So, and there's an episode where Toru like goes and sneaks in and it's just like, hey, like, you know that they're going to lock up Kyo in like a year and a half. We got to figure out a way to break this curse. There has to be a way around it to get away from the Somas. And even he's like, I have no fucking idea how, but if you keep investigating this question, you're gonna like dead or hurt or something. Like you are, like I see that your cheek's swollen. Akito's gonna fuck you up worse.
Mm-hmm. To the point where she goes to the last person that is even warned to not even approach, which is the rooster.
Right.
Because he doesn't even go around any of like the Zodiac characters.
No.
Kureno, right?
Yeah, Kureno.
I like the Kureno storyline. I really do. I like how he interacts with Uutani. Because from that first interaction at the grocery store with Uutani, every episode with her at school is just like, I keep looking over my shoulder at work and where the fuck is this dude? Where the fuck is this dude? And they do end up meeting one time and he takes her for like ramen or something like that. He takes her out to lunch. Mm-hmm. And she has like an emotional breakdown.
She like flips her shit.
Yeah, in the middle of like a sidewalk, being like, and this is what I mean about like this like Japanese like dating thing. Like it's like somebody that he's met, not even hung out with twice, like met twice, really yelling at him in the middle of the street, being like, "Why don't you love me? Can we just fucking get married already?" which is like exhausting. If I were him too, I'd be like, "No, you're batshit insane. Absolutely not." And I only bring that up because that ends up being kind of relevant later as the season progresses, because Uutani even quits that job because she doesn't want to be waiting around at that store hoping that he shows up again. And it's not only that. Toru, like, as, like, affiliated with the Somas, obviously figures out who he is eventually, right? And who Uutani's in love with. And there's, like, a scheme by Toru, which is a couple of my favorite episodes here, where she breaks into the Soma estate to give Kureno Uutani's, like, contact information, like her email address, her phone number, and stuff like that. But those episodes end up being more significant because of what it means for Momoji. Which, you want to pick up right there? I know you felt something about the Momoji episode.
Well, Momoji, throughout this whole season, I can tell you that I like Kyo's attitude about whatever everybody's shitting on him and shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yuki, in some way, I feel like he's so self-indulged. Mm-hmm. To realize his problems are not even that real. but Momoji here, I mean, he has to keep a far distance for his family because obviously, like 4 other characters in this anime, he is outcasted by the mother. The mother doesn't love him because he turns into a cuddly rabbit. And
well, she asks for her memories to be erased.
Correct.
Because, yeah, she's like, holy shit. Like,
she's, like, driving herself crazy to the point where she tries to kill herself.
Correct, with those sisters from season 1.
Yeah.
And so he has to keep a distance from them, but he wants to know what her mom is doing. She wants to know what his little sister is doing. But the dad, on the other hand, he's like, hey, motherfuckers, like, stay away.
Well, doesn't he also play an instrument, too?
Yeah, he plays the violin.
It was the violin? Because the way that episode starts is he's at his violin lesson, and his younger sister, who doesn't know that she's his sister, like, is kind of like enthralled with him. Like, there's that like connection there, that unspoken like bond almost. And she keeps wanting to show up to the violin lessons to hang out with him. And that's where the dad gets spooked. It's like, no, like, your mom and your sister are going to figure this shit out. Like, you can't do that anymore.
And the little sister is, like, not knowing that that's her brother, she has this connection, unknown connection to him, which even makes it even more sad that what Momoji is going through.
Mm-hmm. Because when Toru's trying to break into the state to
talk to
what's his name? The rooster?
Okano? Oh, no.
Kurama.
Yeah, Kurano.
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 So when she's hanging out at like the walls around the estate to try to go in, she sees Momoji.
Hears the violin.
She hears the violin, but then she sees the younger sister hanging out front. Because the younger sister has found like a hole in the wall to the Soma estate to like kind of sneak in to listen to Momoji play because she's like, hey, I don't really know who that little boy is, but like
he seems like a brother to me.
He seems like a brother. That's something I could call my bro.
And she started picking up violin lessons because of him.
Mm-hmm. So not only has she figured out this whole like plan to break into the Soma estate to like hear him play, but she shows Toru like how to break in as well. And like it's even more depressing because like Momoji comes outside of his bedroom, sees Toru out there, and he's just like, Toru, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
yeah, like, come in.
Come in, I guess. What's going on?
But he's all excited to see her, too. Like,
he is, because he's a good dude. You know what I mean?
He just loves her.
Yeah. It's like his best friend. That's like his work buddy, because Toru cleans at a hotel where he also volunteers to clean at just to be around.
Which is like the dad's building.
Correct.
Terrible, all the way around. Like, Momoji's just getting the short end of the stick everywhere, and he's just a great person.
And he keeps a great attitude the entire time.
Oh, it's so depressing.
Yeah.
If there were any lesser man would just break down at any point.
I want to see my mom, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so...
I called my mom, I think, during that episode.
You're my heart.
Toru can't even, like, come to explain to him, like, why, like... she broke in, like, or how she broke in. Because, like, it's, like, too sad almost. She's like, I can't even tell you, bro. Like, it's just too depressing. Like, I can't imagine trying to explain this shit to you right now. And then Momoji writes Toru a letter, like a handwritten letter, as, like, a kind of a pass into the Soma estate. Be like, hey, if anybody finds you, they're going to recognize my name because I'm a Zodiac member. And even though I'm only allowed on the outside of the estate, which is, like...
you'll get in less trouble.
Right. It's just he's being cucked every which way. You know what I mean? It's just like, don't go to violin lessons because your sister and your mom might see you. You can't be on the inner part of the state to hang out with your cousins because they don't fucking like you because you're a cute little bunny. Don't, like... it's just... It just starts to build from here on to the next couple episodes, especially when Momoji is concerned. Because she... I think Toru asked... I think Toru asks him to play the violin or something like that, and she, like, breaks down a little bit.
Well, I think she's breaking down when she's trying to explain to him the importance of his sister. I think her name is just, like, Momi. Or something, like, super, like, Momoji, but not. Uh-huh. And she's just, like, not having a good time. She's like, it hurts because he's over here, like, happy just the fact that, like, his sister wants to see him.
And unknowing of her being her brother.
Yeah, like, he looks like Mama. Like, he looks like their mom.
Yeah,
even though it's
Momo Soma.
Okay, Mama. Momo. And, like, the fact that, like, they just deny it. And she knows that's, like, I want him to be my brother. Mm-hmm. That's literally what she says. And that's what breaks Toru down. And Momoji, instead of crying, he's like, she knows who I am. Like,
I have to get the fuck out of here.
And he's like, and she wants to be my sister. Like, it makes him happy even though he knows he can't do that.
Well, what's scary too is that, like, Momoji does not like his dad because of how overbearing and, like, he's just an asshole. But at the same time, he understands what his dad's doing because it's like, hey, you're gonna fuck up this whole family dynamic. So it's like he hears the voice of his dad in his head and he's just like, okay, I really do have to stay away from her because this could really blow the lid on this whole Soma estate thing. Mm-hmm. And then in the background at the same time, we have the B plot of Shigure kind of poking fun at / torturing their teacher.
Oh, yes. Just because they do have a history. Right.
So Shigure and the teacher for everybody here, for Toru, for Yuki, for Kyo, their homeroom teacher used to date Shigure because she used to be best friends with Hattori's ex.
Ren?
No, Kana.
So, the B plot is Shigure's showing up to Kana's parents' bookstore, just kind of just being in the way because he knows he ordered a book for Hattori and the book's not ready yet. Mm-hmm. Because his whole... When I was talking earlier, I never understand Shigure's motivations. I guess that's the point. Because he's like... he's the dog, but he's like a mischievous dog.
He just
like
seems
he's always
suspicious. suspicious. Yeah.
Like, he's always just fucking around and getting in trouble. He reminds me of my dog, Jonathan. You know what I mean? Just, like, just big, stupid, and just, like, getting into nonsense for no reason.
When you're bored.
Yeah. Just, like, I haven't seen Jonathan in 10 seconds. Where the fuck is she? What is she into? And that's exactly how Shigure is. He just gets bored and tries to torture each other. But the B plot I'm explaining here is mainly a lot of exposition about the past, because Hattori, before he lost vision in his left eye because of Akito, he was like engaged to this woman who was also part of the Soma state, who was his assistant because Hattori's a doctor. Mm-hmm. And but their relationship became like really destructive, because once she found out that he really was like a Soma member, there was just like a lot of conflict in the relationship and stuff like that, and she was really depressed all the time, and like you know, it wasn't healthy. Like,
she couldn't take it.
Yeah, it's one of those relationships where, you know, like they care about each other, they have a past together, but they just can't be together. Like, it's just too toxic for them to be together. They just literally can't do it.
Wait, with who? Hattori and Kana?
Whoever his ex-wife was.
Yeah.
It was Kana, yeah.
She was depressed because that's when Hattori got, like, blind.
Right, because Akito, as God to the Zodiac members, gets so obscenely jealous.
When they asked to be married.
Right, that Akito, like, I think threw, like, a piece of glass at his
like,
face or
I
something.
think, she pushed him into, like, a mirror, and somehow, like, glass just...
ended her sight.
So, Kana loves her man.
Then gets depressed because he's hurt because she thinks it's her fault.
Right, which is, again, like, it's not the woman's fault in this instance. It's all the dudes in this story, like, Akito. It's all their fucking faults. Well, Akito's not even a dude, but... Yeah. It's all fucking Akito's fault. But even when she tries to question, like, why can't you stand up to Akito? It's like impossible for him to even describe, like,
answer.
Why he can't. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it's God to me. Like, I can't. Like, everything, as soon as I'm in front of Akito, it's too much. And the teacher here, Kana's friend, I can't even remember her name, is she sees it. She sees it in her friend. She's trying to talk her out of it. But then from one day to the next, from the teacher's perspective, Kana is like a totally different person. She's not depressed anymore. She's finally getting out of the house. And she tries asking Kana, like, oh, what about Hattori? Oh, who's Hattori?
Who's that? The doctor. She just knows him as the doctor.
Mm-hmm. Just because, like, she works in the Soma state and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, really got to me. Because the teacher here was first madly in love with Hattori. Because, I don't know, tall brooding types. And that's, like, the Shigure motivation is, like, trying to, like, poke them back together and see, like, oh, that didn't work out with Kana. Like, I know it ended up super destructive, but maybe the Hattori thing, something's there. Like, maybe sort of. Like, he's a good guy. He's my cousin. I'm always telling, like, really strange, like, comforting jokes to him. Like, but there's, like, a lot of the B plots in this are about, like, these sub relationships and how they fell apart just because the Somas are the Somas.
And just, like, how they're all connected at, like...
Exactly. Point. Like, even when it comes to the adult group of the Somas, they all have, like, these childish kind of...
Tendencies.
These childish dramas about them. Mm-hmm. Which is cool. You know what I mean? I like that bit. Because I don't like thinking that it's just teenage drama. Like, I'm as old as fucking Shigure here. Like, I don't want to be thinking about, like, how hard it is being 17. It's been hard since I was 17. Like,
like Yuki's brother, like, Ayame, like, he comes in during that parent conference, during the teacher and Shigure, and...
So we get, like, a whole 3 episodes about the parent-teacher conference and why that's, like, a ginormous deal.
Just because it's really just people, like Yuki confronting his mother... Mm-hmm. Who's a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, because... And that's also where the Kyo dynamic comes in. Because they're supposed to have this parent-teacher conference because they're juniors to talk about, like, what senior year is going to be for them and then what they're going to do after that. Kyo literally cannot plan for his future as the cat in the Soma household. Because he knows as soon as he's 18, he's just locked up for the rest of his life. So his master comes through in his dojo kimono and everything, and like really has a heart-to-heart with the teacher, and it's just like, I know he's an asshole, I know he's arrogant, but he's a smart guy. Like, you've seen it. You've seen like when he's driven and he can like sit down and get things done. And you
think he's changed.
Yeah, and he's changed. Like, everyone recognizes it.
Through Toro, through Juki, through the dog. What's his name? Shigure. Like, he knows he has changed. Because before Kyo's reincarnation, we know that they're being really problematic, as they always are. Mm-hmm. But now they're getting along with more people.
The teacher's name is Shiraki, Mayuko Shiraki. Just that was
just an
I just keep calling her teacher lady.
Yeah, same.
Is this where we have the Shigure and Kyo's dad conversation? Or we passed that?
Shigure?
I felt like that was before.
That was before? Okay.
It might have been after, too. I don't even know anymore. We did watch this like 2 weeks ago, so it's hard to keep it together.
Yeah, I was like 2 weeks.
But yeah, I think it might... You might have been right. It might have been a little bit before. When he knew the parent-teacher conference was coming, Kyo's adopted dad approaches his real dad and is like, hey, like, I know you're going to get invited to this parent-teacher conference, but you don't deserve to be there.
Don't show up.
And that was really heartfelt, too, because Kyo's adopted dad here is like, you're not his dad. Like, you gave up those rights
when you left him at my house.
When you left him at my house. When you left him at his mother's funeral, you gave up all rights to call him your son.
And even then, Kyo goes to approach his real dad to invite him to the conference, and like his dad throws a fucking fit.
And see, this is where I like Kyo's attitude about the whole thing, because he's not even he's trying to make peace. Now. He's trying to make peace with it. It's like, dude, I know you fucking hate me. But would you
like he's triggered, but he's really not taking it out. Like, he's just like, all right, well, I invited you, that's it. Like,
yeah, could you just listen to what my teacher has to say about me or something like that? And by the way, like the flashbacks of Shigure and small Kyo. Again, this anime, we haven't really touched on it on this episode, but it's great animated. It's so.
It has that filmy grain quality that we were talking about last week when it came to No Game No Life, where with a lot of anime, when they shrink the aspect ratio, they end up having this white filmy grain over it.
But I feel like that's mostly on flashbacks, because you don't see
that
throughout.
That or something that's like traumatizing.
Yeah,
maybe it's just because I spent all of last week watching something so bright and colorful, like No Game No Life. Yeah, and then like thinking back on Fruits Basket, the palette's a lot more bland. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. But yeah, like, it's... The character modeling is probably my favorite part.
Absolutely. Because as Shigure, like you were saying, it's telling him, it's like, remember when you left him at my house? As he's telling him this, I mean, the animation shoots back to where Kyo is angry and a sad fucking kid.
And being just yelling at him.
And being destructive. And when he's at the Shigure household already, like, Shigure's like, hey, man, relax. It's like, I love you. It's like, people love you. You know, hashtag our nerds matter. You know, like, and it just feels so nice that this Shigure father figure is telling the actual father figure to, like, get the fuck off. You know, like...
Kyo has a lot of father figures.
Yeah.
And they all do him well. They all really treat him well. Mm-hmm. Because they're immediately after the beach scenes. From season 1, we know that Kaguya, the boar zodiac, is like madly in love with Kyo. Like obsessively, unhealthily, like obsessed with the dude, right? Mm-hmm. And Kyo has never acknowledged that. He's never given her consent to any of the bullshit she's trying to do. And also, a lot of the stronger, like animal zodiac characters, like the cow and the horse, they all have this sense of bipolarism about them, where they can just easily just flip a switch and just beat the shit out of you. Mm-hmm. And Kaguya is the same. So there's one whole episode between Kyo and Kaguya where they finally get their date. Where Kaguya's just like the beginning of the episode, Kyo totally tries like breaking up with her and just cutting all things off, right? And she's like, before you finish your sentence, I know what you're gonna say. Just go out with me once.
But like the reason why, going back to season 1, is Kaguya saw how Toru reacted to Kyo's true form. Mm-hmm. At the window, and that's when she realized she had to address Kyo and realize, like, when I saw you in your true form, I left because you were scary.
So you're talking about the season finale from season 1?
Yeah, and this is what goes back to this part of season 2.
Right. Well, I'm just for the audience trying to backtrack on. Yeah. So the end of season 1, they're at Shigure's house. The Kyo's dad, Master, shows up and is like trying to be hard on Kyo and being like, "Hey, you're being a fucking asshole." Blah 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 blah. For whatever reason, the red and white beaded bracelet that Kyo usually wears came off, and that's what unleashes like the like demon cat spirit thing, which is like it smells like rotten flesh. It's steaming. It looks like the fox demons from like the first couple episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Thank you. And the flashback we're describing is Kaguya is inside of the house while this argument is happening. She sees Kyo flip his shit in demon form and run to the lake. The only person that gets up and is like, "Holy shit, he needs help," is Toru. So she just huffs it to the lake and gets like slashed in the arm by Kyo. And that's what's like snaps Kyo out of it. Like, just like, dude, the one person out here trying to help me, I just fucking sliced her arm open. And that is what makes Kaguya in season 2 feel like she needs to get some closure. Yeah,
closure on this relationship Kyo that she doesn't even have.
Right. And I think she realizes it here because she even admits it. She's like, "I'm infatuated with you because of how I saw you from your first impression as a kid."
And they were like best friends as kids because nobody talked to Kyo.
Yeah, because he's the fucking crazy ass cat spirit. Never thought.
And she's like, "I'm a zodiac animal too. Like, let's be best friends." Like,
and then they were playing, and that's when she figured out that he was like the evil cat spirit because his bracelet came off. And a lot of these characters, even though they're all like they're all young adults, like they have like this emotional awareness in how they're written, because even Kaguya, seeing that Toru was the only one that acted appropriately, she can self-reflect and be like, "That should have been me. If I really cared, like I say I cared, that should have been me running to the lake to help it."
And that's what that episode was, is like her apologizing Kyo that she reacted the way she did. Mm-hmm. And with her apologizing, she was just like confessing how much she loved him.
But she admits it in the middle of crying, like, "I don't love you like Toru loves you. I love you for some superficial reason I cannot describe." The fact
that the animals, like, it makes sense for us to be together.
And again, like you said, the animal thing, like you said, Drew, they have like an acknowledgement of how they are written, but because of the animal zodiac personality traits that they give each other, you know. And I mean, him being outcasted and she feeling outcasted, she thought that she needed to love somebody outcasted like she felt outcasted. Mm-hmm. When she is a person, a likable person of her own, she thought she had to put her value on how they were both being outcasted. And then she realizes it by the whole Toru thing.
Right. Because she claims to love him so much, but it's like she, in her own head, she was like playing him down. 'Cause like
out of pity.
Yes, thank you. Because it's like that whole like, yeah, I love him, but he's such a loser. Like, he could never get anyone else, or no one else would ever love him.
So I'm doing a favor to love him.
Yes, thank you. And Toru just being fucking lovable.
She needs to be in another anime that it's not for adults.
People appreciate her.
Right. So, and that's like this whole like episode with Kaguya, and we don't see her for like the rest of season 2.
Yeah, pretty much, because she like
Kyo breaks up
she
with
fucks
her,
off.
And that's it.
Yeah. But he's like super nice about it too. She's just like, "I love you, Kyo," like screaming at the top of her lungs, crying like every girl out there, and he's just like, "Thank you for loving me.
Thank you for trying to love me."
And that's one of those things that made her want to do it. Also, is she saw like the maturity like that's coming from Kyo, because like when Kyo's introduced in episode 2 of season 1, he's just yelling and screaming and busting holes in the roof and trying to kick Yuki's ass, blah 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 blah. By here, like, he's totally still upset on the inside, but like he's mature enough to just be like, "Hey, can you just fuck off," instead of actually beating the shit out of somebody. Mm-hmm. Which, like, she sees that. She sees, like, Toru is actually good for the guy. Like, she is helping him become a man. Like, if he was with me, like, she would just be holding him back. And there's, like, a lot of these nuances here in season 2 of Fruits Basket that I love. Like, those kind of episodes. Which is why, like, it hurts so much that there's like 13 episodes of filler in season 2. Like, really, really, really. If season 2 was like 12, maybe 13 episodes, I would absolutely adore it to death. It having half of it being absolute nonsense about Yuki in the class president club room doing fucking nothing. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. When they actually break down like these multi-level like character motivations, I absolutely love it.
So I guess going back to like character motivation, just because she hasn't been really talked about a lot, even though she was introduced in the last episode of season 1, is Rin, the horse. Mm-hmm. Just like throughout this whole series, like all I can really say was that like she sucked, like she was a bitch.
Yeah, and she's like the one that most prominent brings up the topic of like ending the curse.
And like Toro not even knowing what the curse was until Ren brought it up, like, and like the I guess background, like the reason why she's kind of the way she is, especially with Akito, and like Hatsuharu, and like her like Hatsuharu's relationship is. They actually have a relationship.
They fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, that's probably like the thing that's like the most ongoing on screen is like they have a thing.
Yeah.
And like it goes back to where she's having like her being like, I guess naked and like transforming to the horse because she has problems, like medical problems, where she's just naturally.
Did they ever explain those?
No, not what she has, but that she's always in the hospital.
Right, it's like a weak heart, a weak constitution or something, and she's just. Like, if she doesn't take care of herself for, like, 2 days, she's like, just dies, in the hospital. Yeah.
And she'll just transform out of nowhere. So this is, like, why Toru has had to save her, like, all that whatnot. And this is why Hatsuharu kind of fell in love with her, too. Like, because he felt like he had to take care of her.
Well, she's older, too.
By a year?
By a year. We're getting... When you're, like, 15, 16, like, a year's a big difference. You know what I mean? No,
sir.
Like from the distance, but I remember like when I was 15, 16 being like, holy shit, that freshman's dating a sophomore, that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Okay,
that's what
high school. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like in context, if you are in those shoes, it feels like a big deal.
Didn't even go to high school though until recently.
Yeah, I know. But like we get that same kind of thing when it comes to with Kyo and Mayuko too. Like, because she's like 2-3 years older than Kyo.
Kagura?
Kagura. Mayuko. I'm talking about the teacher. Yes, Kagura. So, there's like this kind of running theme when it comes to like intersex relationships amongst the Zodiacs. Women. The older women like kind of just scoop up the guys right away. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Hatsuharu, though, is he really wants to like protect Rin. Like, he wants to help her. Like, it doesn't seem like
genuinely wants to help
right. Because there's an entire episode where I was talking about where he goes full bull mode and just, like, destroys the classroom. It's because, like, Ren broke up with him the day before. Mm-hmm. And, like...
But that's his dumb boy feelings.
Yeah, he just, like, raged on, like, triggered.
Because he had nothing to rage over besides him really caring about the girl that just dumped him. Mm-hmm. You know?
Every man ever, like... There you
go. But like he is mad because like I can help you, like I'm good for you, kind of thing.
Sometimes these bitches don't want your help,
bro. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Strong, independent woman.
That's what I mean. Unless they ask for it, just don't fucking give it, bro.
Like her character is just so bull strong.
Horse strong.
Okay, wrong Zodiac character, but still, she's very just about herself and like...
She's the most independent out of the teenage-aged Zodiac characters.
And it's all because she doesn't want the people that she loves to get hurt.
Right, including Hatsuharu. Because, like we were talking about earlier, Akino cannot stand women. He cannot stand the women in the Zodiac. So, Hatsuharu, being in a relationship and actively having... unprotected sex with a female member of the Zodiac, like, absolutely infuriates Akino like nothing else.
And, like, the fact that, like, they both have to talk to him. Like, him. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, Akino never wants to talk to Ren, though. But Akino says it outright. Like, if Ren could never come around, except for, like, the dinner thing, That'd be excellent.
Yeah, because if not, I'm gonna throw it out the window.
But when he actually has to like call them in and like, are you guys having, I guess, a relationship and whatnot? And of course they don't deny it. Yeah, like they don't deny it. And like Haru gets the little end of the stick where fucking Ren gets thrown out a window.
Yeah. So like Ren gets like, was she hospitalized or like she totally like needed stitches on her back?
Died. Like she was gonna die there.
She got pushed out of a window. Her back's cut up.
Like 2-story window, like her head trauma coming out, and like.
And the animation here, like Akito just being like abusive as shit. Fuck you! It's like, what are you doing with Haru? Blah blah blah.
Pretty much just calling her like a whore, like.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
like pushing her towards the window. You don't get that feel that he's gonna fucking throw it out the window, but when he does. And you see the animation of her, like, falling fucking Matrix Trinity style. And you see the rock in the background. You're like, holy shit, that's a pointy rock. It's going straight to her head. Like, it's gonna die. And even when she falls, someone says, like, did you hear that crack?
Like, she's just lifeless. And the only person that witnessed it was the sheep, which is...
Hiro?
Hiro, yes. And he's kept it a secret this whole damn time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And every time he tries to even bring it up to her, she just shuts him down because she doesn't like to be reminded.
I think that's what, like, is kind of disappointing about, like... I get, like, the fake with Ren and her relationship with Shigude. And, like, you're led to believe through subcontext that maybe there's a relationship there. Even though she's just asking him for advice, Rachel. They're not hooking up, I swear to God. Is that, like, because she's, like, a young, attractive woman, like, she's just not seen outside of that lens. Like, we're talking about all these other aspects of her, that she's the most independently minded out of all of them. She's like a wild Mustang or something. Like, you can't tame her or something. Like, she's a horse. But she, just because she's a woman and just because, like, she's written like she's supposed to be attractive, that, like, dumbs down her character to the point that none of the men even believe it.
Because she just plays that victim as a woman. That's how I saw it. I was like, it sucks because the way she approaches.
Is this why everyone's always saying women deserve rights?
I hate
is this why?
So dumb.
Was this the reason?
But like, I remember that scene when she was with Shugure, and I was like, is this really what she does? Like, I was super disappointed. I was like,
but it's not real.
I know, and now I know it's not real. But I was like, this fucking bitch.
And yeah. So the thing about like so Haru gets suspended for a couple of days for absolutely
being
flipping the
dark,
shit out of this
for being
dark Haru.
Yeah, dark Haru.
Well, yeah, he's just Haru now.
Yeah.
So he only snaps out of being dark Haru from destroying the classroom when Kyo kicks his ass.
No, it wasn't even that. It was when the teacher threw water on them.
Oh, so Kyo walks in from like a floor above because they're second years.
Because Momoji's like, he was originally supposed to go and say like Haru went dark, and then he like went off like a whole branch of like talking, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot, I can't even tell you that Haru went dark, and they went down. Kyo tried to kick his ass. Well, he did, but they still went at it.
They kind of kicked each other's ass.
Yeah, and then the teacher was like, y'all need to chill. Like,
well, it was Mayuko, wasn't
yeah,
it?
It
was Mayuko.
Yeah, I was like, the teacher.
Well, that's not Haru's teacher, though, is why that's significant.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Because
Him or Momoji's, because they're a year younger.
Right, exactly. And I don't even think we finished the plot point about the parent-teacher conference.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
We keep jumping around so much.
Or we kind of, like, mentioned it a little bit.
What Yuki?
With
Okay.
Yuki and his brother.
Right.
And
so, parent-teacher conference, we have that scene with Kyo's adopted father talking to his real dad, being like, I'm going to parent-teacher conference. At that same time, Yuki goes to his mom's house, who's rich from selling him to the Soma estate to Akino.
Yeah.
So she's fucking loaded now and just like chilling in this badass house inside the Soma estate.
Living her best damn life.
with live-in maids and everything. So he goes in to try to give the mom like the flyer for the parent-teacher conference. She's not there because she's out getting pampered or whatever the fuck. And at a certain point, like, I think Yuki went there originally because he thought he had some stability that somebody like Kyo didn't have. But then once he was in his mom's house and remembered how fucking toxic she is, he's like, that's why I moved out. I fucking forgot.
This is why I...
Like, you miss your parents, and then they annoy you again, and you're like, that's why I left. That's exactly right. So, she shows up. She has to reschedule because she's just a fucking bitch. I don't know. And just, like, kind of blew off the first, like, parent-teacher conference date and time. And then she shows up the next day. And then she's just, like, berating the teacher. She's berating Miss Mayuko. And she's just like, nope, I've already decided everything Yuki's going to do. I know the exact college she's going to go to. I know exactly where he's going to live and what's going to happen and who his roommates are going to be. Like, she's playing this whole life. And Yuki has not spoken to his mom.
He's just there literally, like, processing everything. Like
he wasn't even, thoughts. Like, just, like, staring down at the table. Just, like, I can't even process what's happening. And he hasn't interacted with this woman in, like, 10 years or so.
It's been a very long time.
But she has these great, big, lofty plans for her son or whatever. And then, but he's still, like, it's like when he's in front of Akino. Like, he can't...
That's what I was going to say.
He can't defend himself. It's the same kind of dynamic.
With his mother.
With his mother. And it takes... Ayume, his brother, his older brother, walking in the room and just being his bold, brash, like, flamboyant self just to shut up his mom.
Like, I got this, mother, like, you can leave now.
Oh, like, and...
I know
like,
Yuki's best, like, needs. And
I know what's best for him. I know my brother better than you know your son. So, like, trust me when I say that you can leave now. Which totally threw her for a spin.
She, like, flips her shit, too.
Yeah, she completely flipped her shit and, like... But, like, because she has money now and she swears she's regal, like, she tries to, like, play it off or something like that, but it clearly bothered her. And Yuki, like, kind of chases her out of the building, trying to, like, talk to her, and, like, he wants that relationship with his mom again, because, again, like, he sees that Kyo is never going to get that parent relationship, because what if Kyo's parents is dead, and the other one just, like, doesn't want anything to do with him?
And it's, like, him just trying to, like, be respectful, and get that respect from his mother. And she's like, I need to leave now. Like, she doesn't even acknowledge it.
And that's, like, that's what's disappointing. Because in Season 1, you're led to believe that Yuki is probably the most important Soma. By all of Season 2, Yuki's on the back burner. This whole thing. Like, that interaction right there with his mom is probably, like, most important piece of interaction in, like, this whole season. Like, his biggest character development plot point. And it's barely anything. Like, after this episode, it's almost never spoken about again.
Yeah, and I feel the way I felt about these little interactions and little plot points that they do contribute to storytelling is that I feel like one side of the curse of the Soma curse is that these people are so chained up to the traits of the zodiac,
the traditional
that they are in, you know, and someone like as being a brat like Yuki, they're always not going to be confrontational. They're not going to be, they're smart, they're good looking, they're charming. But at the end of the day, gossip gets into their head or insecurities get to their head or they're not confrontational. Right. And it feels, to me, when they started talking about breaking the curse, I got excited because I was like, oh, we're going to see this fantastical thing at the end of season 2 of maybe somehow breaking the curse. I didn't know there was a season 3 until we started talking about it today, but
sir,
but it would take it one Google, bro.
Yeah, I know, but like I wasn't Googling. We were still watching all their shit, you know. But I just want these people to be happy because everybody's getting shit on the entire fucking season.
No, absolutely, especially the second half.
Yeah.
Like everything after the beach house is just bad for everybody. I don't think there's one uplifting point. The only uplifting point maybe is Ren and Hatsuharu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like they took a turn, like, for the best. Because they both kind of discussed everything that, like, she's feeling. And, like...
Hey, listening to your girl will make her love you more. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have known?
Period.
Yes. Just listen to her.
Just listen to her.
Don't give her advice.
It wasn't yelling at you. Listen to her.
Just listen. She doesn't need you to solve her problems. Yeah. Just listen.
Be like, oh, that sucks, babe. Come here.
But I feel like this season was all backstory of, like, everybody but Keels. like why it was so bad. Like everybody kind of went into detail and like how sad it was for everybody.
And then Kyo's attachment to the Zodiac, being the cat, it's like he, instead of being like the fucking Powerpuff Girl ingredients of like sweets and spice and everything nice, it's just shitty. It's just shitty shit that it's like judging a book by its cover, kind of. As to when in season 2 he just goes through that image of himself and being like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like either you like me or not, and I'm not here to fucking please you.
Because that's the thing about Kyo is that like he's mature now in a sense that like he's resigned to his fate. He's like, once I'm 18, I'm locked up. But that's what like commends Toru's actions that much more, because like we were talking about, she's spending the second half of season 2 trying to figure out how to break the curse to save her man from like from a life of just being locked inside of a cage, which like Jacob Arnuelos, like our guest from last week, I was at the shop one day and we're just always chopping it up about random anime and stuff like that, and he tried dumbing down Fruits Basket to me because it was the week that we were watching Fruits Basket, and I'm just like, yeah, she's trying to fuck a rat, she's trying to fuck a cat, whatever, and he's just like, what do you mean? It's literally just about Toru and the cat. And, like, I sat on that the rest of the week, and I'm like, that's kind of true. Like, you could kind of cut almost everybody else. But if you leave the Toru and Kyo, like, plotline, the anime stays almost exactly the same.
So good.
Correct.
Like, Kyo really is, like, that's the main ship at this point. In season 2, I don't know how season 3 is going to do. Like, I was telling Aldo before we started recording that Aldo's not excited for season 3, right? Because season 2 was a little bloated, we felt. It was. I'm not saying it's bad. I'll flame things a lot worse than I'm going to flame season 2 of Fruits Basket. But it felt a little bloated. But to my point that I was trying to make to Aldo earlier, I feel like I'm so invested in Fruits Basket at this point. I want to know how it ends. You know what I mean? Like, even if season 2, it didn't blow my socks off. Season 1 was good. Also didn't invent the wheel or anything like that. But I want to know how it ends. Just because I need to know what happens with Kyo and Toru.
Just them?
Honestly,
really
from where I'm sitting, yeah. But I don't know if that would change in season 3.
That's I guess my fear of it is like, do we get a ending on season 3?
Y'all are gonna have to find out.
That's
okay.
No.
Just saying.
But do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's piqued my interest.
I completely know what you mean. I mean, we're on season 2 of Fruits Baskets, and to me, this was not my favorite week of anime watching. Did I like the anime? Do I like the animation? Do I like the main plot points that it has? Yes, but it was bloated. At least 17 episodes.
You know what I absolutely could not stand, and the more like I step away from it, the more I hate is the music, both the intro and the outro. Because like if we just finished watching K-On! This week, which is like amazing music.
You can't
like,
compare their
yes, I can.
intro. No,
yes,
you
I can.
cannot.
I compare music. I compare
really
podcast.
good.
I compare animes on this podcast every week. I can do it. Trust me.
K-On! has got a really good.
Right, but K-On! Like the last intro to the K-On! Anime is like stupendous. Like blockbuster, 10 out of 10. Like nothing beats that. Every intro there's two intros and two outros in season 2. One for the first half, one for the second half. In Fruits Basket, and all 4 of those are asinine. Like they're all what people meme about when it comes to anime intros and outros. Like it's a joke. Like it's such a joke. You can't even make fun of it.
It's just whimsical and...
I love them.
Soft pianos, the girl falls in love with the boy.
Flower petals falling.
Compared to K-On's.
Flower petals.
Yeah, but like K-On! It's like, are you ready for this punk show with 2 girls having tea?
Let's go! And some desserts, some cake.
But as soft and as dumb fun and as happy as K-On! Is, they have a badass like punk song. Like they're like something's gonna happen.
Their whole
punk
set
band.
list in general.
Yeah. It's a punk band that exclusively sings about tea and cake.
And I just feel like Fruit Basket season 2 needed something like a novella intro, like some crazy shit, but instead it's just like marimbas.
Do you remember the techno intro to Steins Gate?
Yes.
I needed that.
Yes.
I needed something that loud and obnoxious, like at the beginning of this. Just like, you ready for sad teenagers gonna be sad and try to buck each other? Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's too somber all of the time.
And and the interest that I had in that one episode that I'm watching, and then walking into like the outro and then the intro, I'm just like, what was I watching again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like what hurts more is that like when I'm watching it on Funimation, they don't have like the running meter like Netflix or something does, where it's just like in 5 seconds so and so will start. It just kind of runs like old school Netflix used to.
So you just have to fast forward all of it or whatever.
Right. So like if I'm doing something at the same time and it's running in the background and I'm both listening and watching and I can't like reach for the control because like my hands are busy or something like that.
Gonna love
you know what I mean? Like I'm going from like this super somber like lackluster ending to this super somber not exciting intro. And that's like
outro and then intro.
Right. So that's like 10 minutes of my life just back to back right there, and I'm just like, like compare that. Like Aldo, you were at my house last week, and we were watching the 1000th episode of One Piece.
Yes, sir.
They redid the original intro song in the modern art style with the modern character design. So they're all in the Wano art style
with a time jump. Right.
Yeah. So compare that to like the Fruits Basket intros, and you're just like,
You can't even compare One Piece to Fruits Basket.
Okay, I got another one for you. Last night, the OP for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean came out. The entirety, like 90 seconds came out, 10 out of 10. They brought back the 3D modeling, and it feels like the original JoJo's intro. It's banging. Like I literally have not seen a better intro than that this year.
And then as sad and broody this anime is, we also have that running joke in animes where you're like, oh, you watch the saddest slice of life, and then the outro will be like, it will be like something fun and like, no, not sad at all whatsoever, but this shit just...
Kaisen?
This shit likes to drag it out.
But the Jujutsu Kaisen one was a classic because it's a funk outro.
Yeah, but like you see the intro and you see one character and like rooting for that character, it doesn't even make it, period.
The first intro for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 is a classic too, because those guitars are fucking like crazy too, because it's a lot of symbolism too. There's no symbolism.
The outro, Paradise? Ooh.
Yes, yeah. Are you talking about with the French horn and the trumpet at the end, where like they're doing the outfit changing?
That's outro.
Yeah, that shit's amazing.
That's gym music right there.
But see, that's what I mean. Like that all has like layers to it. Every piece of music in Fruits Basket has none of that. The only symbolism is the symbolism I got in episode 1. That's just like, hey. They're people, but they're animals.
Maybe you just want to be sad the whole time, okay? Just like let it happen.
That's the thing. It was sad in their intros and outros. Like I just wish I would have gotten a change of pace with the outros and intros, so I can get back into the episode that I was watching.
But like nothing was even happy with this season. Like
I know, but like
so they got to keep it with.
The music. I don't know.
So maybe the third season is
going
to be different.
Lackluster.
Well, okay. Let's try to tie the knot on season 2. So we're past the parent teacher conference. Yuki's mom's been put in his place. Kyo's dad's been put in his place. They're trying to convince Toru to go to college.
But she's set in her ways already.
And not immediately go to the workforce, even though, yeah, you're right. She's set in her ways, and she's like, I'm going to start working right away because I promised my mom I'm going to make money and buy my own house, blah, 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 blah. But, like, the Soma household is kind of like, that might not work out. Which, like, it's leading to me believe maybe it won't happen, maybe it might happen. I don't know. But, like, you've seen season 3. I don't know. But then we get the tie-off on the horse storyline
with Ren. Yes.
Yeah.
Ren and Haru.
Ren and Hatsuharu. So Ren is back at the Soma estate. She is living with Boar Girl.
Oh, Kagura.
Yeah,
she's been living with her for a good while now.
Right. So Ren left the hospital because she's got this mega diabetes or whatever the fuck it is.
Some kind of condition.
Right. Some kind of chronic illness where she gets fatigued really quickly. So she's living with Kaguya, but she kind of just disappears for
always,
like days at a time.
Yeah, like it just happens. Like her mom's like, just let her.
Right.
She's not.
And that's where we get the rest of her story, because she's back at Shigure's place. And, you know, for most of this season, we've been led to believe that, like, Shigure is totally bucking his 17-year-old cousin. So why Shigure? Why? But that's not what it was. This is where we get the whole reveal and, like, more exposition on the curse of the Zodiacs, because she's been bugging Shigure, trying to figure out how to break the curse. And when Toru finds Ren at Shigure's place, that's where they finally have their Toru moment. Where they finally have their Toru building the bridge, heart-to-heart moment.
And discuss, let's team up and...
We're trying to do the same thing, girl. Like, we're trying to figure out how to break the Zodiac curse. You want to help Hatsuharu. I want to help Kyo and his other cousin. So,
everybody. So
can we please, like, work together? And then, the very last plot line that's starting to come full circle when it comes to breaking the curse is about Rooster Boy.
Yes.
Kurano.
Thank you. So, we finally get some Kurano exposition. So, the day that Toru broke into the Soma State and gave Kurano Uutani's contact information, he was actually nice to Toru. Because Toru almost got caught up by, like, guards and, like, random people inside of the Soma Estate. And he, like, hid her because he saw her hiding behind the bushes and kind of, like, hid her. And, like, she talked to him and he's just like, please just talk to Uutani. Like, she's madly in love with you. I get
like, you don't have to contact her now. Whenever you're ready, she just knows she cares for you.
Right. But then, like, again, like, he's, like, a full decade older than her. Like, he's Shigure's age and stuff like that. Yeah, he's like 27, 28 years old. She's 16, 17 years old. And I just watched No Game, No Life last week. After talking to our guest from last week, I understand that to the Japanese, age is just a number. But for me, it means something. So, Kurano?
Yes.
Kurano finally gets, like, some time with... What was it, Toru at the end that he finally spilled the beans about not being the rooster?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, it was a different, like, time when they actually connected at the park or something.
Right.
She broke down to him talking about the curse. And he's like, I don't know how to help you, but I know that I'm free.
Right, she found him outside of the estate, pressured him. It's just like, hey, I've been spending a whole season trying to figure out how to break this fucking curse. And he's just like, I don't know how I did this, but about, like, 10 years ago, I kind of just walked outside and I no longer felt the rooster spirit.
Like, you just feel it. Yeah, like, nothing was there anymore.
And then at that same point, he was living with Akito. He walks back into Akito's room, and Akito, as the god of the Zodiac, could feel it. It was just like, you left me.
You're not connected anymore. Yeah.
You're not part of this group anymore. And that's why Kurano is Akito's assistant and is always, like, having his back. Because he doesn't want the head of the Soma household to feel like he abandoned him. So right now, at the end of season 2, there's no Rooster Zodiac because the Rooster Spirit left Kurano.
Kurano left Akito.
Right. So then, the final scene in season 2 of Fruits Basket is Kurano explaining to Toru that Akito, as the head of the household, was not a man this whole time, but was a woman. And that's why not only is she semi-sexist, like, towards the female Zodiac members, but is why she's so comfortable being macked on by, like,
all the men.
Shigure, and, like, is so possessive of the men Zodiac characters. Mm-hmm. So, the last little bit threw me for a spin. You know, but it's all exposition. So it doesn't appear in the story naturally. It's not from a series of events. It's from one character mansplaining to another, like, hey, this is happening, this is why I'm weird, this is why, like, my cousin is trying to get macked on by all my other cousins. And that is, like, a big part of why I'm so interested in watching season 3.
Mm-hmm. I just hope they touch on it. I hope they touch on the fact that where his motivations are coming from, as far as being the god of the Zodiac. And
I've not watched any spoilers. I've not tried to do any research on my own. But if I were to guess right now from the ending of season 2, I think that Akino feels threatened by Toru because
she could be the new god.
That's what I was gonna say. Somehow Toru's gonna end up being the new god of the Zodiacs or something like that, or she's gonna end up being like the true god,
a more benevolent god.
I don't know.
A more true god to them.
Yeah, and is actually gonna treat them well, and I feel like that could be the last little bit. And what worries me about season 3 is season 1 and season 2 were 25 episodes each. Season 3 is only 13 episodes.
Good.
Like, good, but, like, I wish it was the opposite. Because I feel like there's a lot more storytelling that needs to be told at the end. I don't know why all of it was in the middle.
But I feel like it's enough episodes in season 3 where you get your point across.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you're not, like, waiting on 17 episodes where it's just filler kind of thing.
It just feels like the marketing direction that they wanted to take season 2 because they knew it was coming to an end for season 3. I feel like they were just like, we need to sell more material. And I think that was just like a marketing decision as far as season 2 being filled.
But does that mean that season 3 or that season 2 kind of bombed and that's why they didn't get like greenlit for enough episodes for season 3? Does it feel like it's not done at the end of season 3?
I feel like it's rushed.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if it's rushed, that means they explain whatever they needed to explain, and that's what I'm saying.
I feel like everything's like you have an answer to all your questions. I just feel like it was rushed.
It was just like
they could have done this one a little shorter and expanded episodes for season 3.
Which, like, me and Aldo, we're just planning out future episodes, and we were talking about My Hero Academia yesterday. I googled like the episode counts for season 1 of My Hero Academia. It's only 13 episodes. I have seen season 1 of My Hero. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think I'm on season 5, and it seems like it's been a very long.
That's what I'm saying. Like audience, like you can't see Rachel's expression, but it's a shock. Like for real, like it
feels like it's so long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have seen season 1 of My Hero Academia like probably 5-6 times. I cannot believe it's only 13 episodes because I remember at the time it being like, give me more, please give me more, and which is so depressing because the most recent season of My Hero Academia kind of bombed, like viewership wise, and it's so bad that like now the mangaka is getting pressure. That's like, hey, you really need to spice up the source material because people have lost interest in the anime, which makes all the money. So, but anyways, that was season 2, a Fruits Basket. Any final points, Rachel?
Just like I said at the beginning, like this one really, I was invested just because it was very emotional with like Momoji, Kagura's character, even as the boar.
Kyo to me is still my favorite character.
Yeah,
no, he's one of my favorites, but I was like, I like the backstory on them and Ren. Like the 2 girls and Momoji, like that fucked me up.
So you are open to a season 3 recap of Fruits Baskets?
Of course. I
awesome.
picked this for a reason.
Awesome. I, in my opinion, I did not have so much fun because, it's a lot of filler, but it is...
a lot of things, though, like, it's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things we end up watching, it's really fun to talk about. Especially when you have somebody that's, like, invested in the series. Like, it is fun to talk about. Because, like, there is a reason why everyone has their own anime preference. There's a reason why certain animes have this cult following behind them, even if you don't understand them. And I think that's a big part of, like, what I've appreciated about this podcast. Because I feel like I've said it before, but I feel like when we first started, I was a lot more, like, streamlined and maybe, like, pretentious with, like, my preferences with stuff like this. It's in nerd culture in general, but, like, just sitting down for 2-3 hours every week and just talking about anything and everything, like, it's so much easier to appreciate all of it.
No, and don't get me wrong, I like a lot of plot points of this story. It's just that in a way, I was already fed up with the slow pacing of season 2.
No, I get it. I completely understand. But any final points, Rachel?
I think I actually made my final points. Just like my emotion with certain characters this season.
And with that said, that was episode 71 of Between Nerds on Fruits Basket Season 2. And before we leave you off with this episode, please use hashtag for the last day of November, hashtag Nerds for the Homeless. For every like, comment, and retweet, we will be donating to the OC for the Homeless. What is it?
It's the Opportunity Center for the Homeless here in El Paso. And by using hashtag Nerds for the Homeless in an original tweet or Instagram post, not only will we be donating to OC of the Homeless, but you will be entered into our November giveaway, and we'll get you some cool nerdy shit. But for the month of December, please use hashtag OurNerdsMatter. That is OurNerdsMatter in an original tweet or Instagram post to be entered into our December giveaway, and we can also get you some nerdy shit. And for every like and retweet on original tweets or Instagram posts that use hashtag OurNerdsMatter, we will be donating to NAMI,
National
Association.
Not association. It was something else.
We will be donating to the NAMI chapter of El Paso, and that is the National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Alliance, there you go.
So, get to it. Yeah, you have a whole month.
Yeah, and this has been
Between
Nerds.